All right, in this example, we're going to cover long division. Here we have a problem. The first part here that's being divided by 4w plus 16, the first part is called the dividend, and the other part is the divisor. And so when you set up a long division problem, the divisor goes out front, and the dividend goes underneath the bar. But listen, every term has to be represented. So we're going to have 8w to the third. So since our highest power is w to the third, every power of the variable is going to have to appear down here. So next we have plus 4w squared. Notice there is no w to the first power, so we're going to have to put a placeholder. And I put 0w because there are no w's. Okay, 0 of those means none of those. But I do need a placeholder. And then the constant. So I've got w to the third, second, first, and 0. Every term is now represented. And so now we can crank out the long division. So where do we start? Well, we start with the first term, 8w to the third, and we need to divide that by the first term of the divisor. So we're going to come over here to the side, and we're going to divide 8w to the third by 4w. And whatever that works out to be is going to be the first term of the quotient. So the quotient is what's going to appear above the line up here. In other words, the quotient is the answer. So 8 divided by 4 is 2. 3 take away 1 is 2. When you reduce these variables, anytime you have division with letters, you subtract their powers. So that's going to be 2w squared. And I'm going to write that right above the w squared term. It just helps to keep things organized if you keep your like terms lined up. Now, at this point, now that we know the first term of the quotient, we're going to distribute to the divisor. So 2w squared times 4w is going to give us 8w cubed, and these have to match. If they don't, you did something wrong. And then 2w squared times 16 is going to be a plus 32w squared. Now, as soon as you finish distributing, you're going to draw a line and change the sign. That's just the way it works, okay? Draw the line, change the sign. It'll work every time. And then we're going to combine. The 8w cubes cancel. 4 minus 32 is a negative 28w squared. And then I'm going to bring down the other terms, again, just to keep everything kind of organized and lined up. Now, at this point, the first step is done. That's one level done. And now we're going to rinse and repeat. Now, what does that mean, rinse and repeat? It means that we're going to now go to this term and divide by the first term of the divisor. Okay, so we're going to do the division again. Negative 28w squared divided by 4w, whatever that is, will give us the next term of the quotient. All right, so here we go. 4 goes into 28 7 times, and a negative over a positive makes a negative. And remember, for the variables, you're going to subtract the powers. That's going to give us a minus 7w. That is the next term of the quotient. And then we need to distribute. So negative 7 times 4 gives me a negative 28. W squared. Remember, these have to be identical. If they're not, you made a mistake. Negative 7 times 16. I'm going to have to do manual labor on that one. 42, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's going to be negative 112 W. And that's it for the distributive property. So what's the next step? We're going to draw the line, change the sign, and then combine. 28W's cancel. That's going to give us a plus 112W. Going to bring down the plus 36. And then it's time to rinse and repeat for the last time. So now we're going to take our 112W, divide it by the first term of the divisor to give us the next term of the quotient. So here the W's are going to cancel completely, and 4 goes into 112. Going to have to do that the long way. 4 times 2 is 8, 9, 10, 11. And 4 times 8 is 32. So that's going to be a 28, and it's going to be positive. Positive over positive makes a positive 28. And then guess what we need to do? We now need to distribute the 28. So what is 4 times 28? Well, I hope it's 112 because I just did the division. So that should be 112W. Let me scoot this up some. And then 28 times 16. You know what? Let's grab the calculator for that. No need to kill ourselves doing everything by hand. 28 times 16 is 448. 448. Now then, let's draw the line, change the sign, and then combine. Did you notice that these first two terms always cancel? That's how you know you're on the right track, if those are always canceling out. And then I'm going to bring up the calculator one more time because we need to do 36 minus 448. And that's going to give us negative 412. Now, what are the pieces of the answer here? Well, this number here is the remainder, and the stuff up top, this is the quotient. Okay, so you've got your quotient and remainder, and if you need to write that, if it says write it in function notation, that would be Q of X equals 2W squared minus 7W plus 28, and the remainder is negative 412. That's in function notation. And I hope that was helpful. You know what? If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave those in the comment section below. Or you can text me. And thanks for watching.